Hello, welcome to CIRS-Chemradar online class. My name is Eric Shun. Last session we talked about registrations and the year reach. In this session, we will talk about evaluation and the year reach. Why do the authorities evaluate dossiers? As we know, once the registrant submits a dossier and passes completeness checking, CIRS will assign the registration numbers. The completeness checking does not include examination of the quality of the data and the dossier. CIRS performs dossier evaluation to examine the quality of the registration dossier and the testing proposals to check whether or not the registrations are in compliance with the technical requirements. Before 2009 and 2024, CIRS performs dossier evaluation for 15,500 registrations, representing 23% of all the registration dossiers and covering 3,200 substances. What is evaluated in the dossier evaluation? Dossier evaluation consists of an examination of the testing proposal and compliance checks after registrants submit a testing proposal or TP for data endpoints in Annex 9 and 10. For high challenge level registrations, CIRS must examine all the testing proposals in the registration dossiers. They will always evaluate the justifications for conducting the proposed tests. The registrants are not allowed to undertake new studies in the Annex 9 or Annex 10 before CIRS has made a decision on the proposed tests. For compliance checks, CIRS will check that substance has been identified appropriately. CIRS verifies whether the information submitted fulfills the requirements and the year reach, or the adaptations like QSR reader clauses meet the general rules. CIRS will check whether the hazard classification of the substance in the dossier is consistent with the rules defined in the CLP regulations. CIRS will also check whether the information provided in the chemical safety report or CSR is appropriate or not, or consistent with that of the registration dossier and in compliance with Annex 1 and the year reach. What is the procedures and the dossier evaluation? First, CIRS selects substance and dossiers that meet priority criteria, assess the information provided in dossier and lists in the draft decisions for the test requested. Then CIRS sends the draft decisions to the registrants concerned, and the decision-making process is initiated. After that, CIRS adopts the decision, and the final decision will be issued to the registrants. The registrants need to inform CIRS who will conduct the tests and must submit the requested information by the deadline as indicated in the decision. Finally, CIRS assesses whether the information submitted fulfills the requests in the decision. If the information requested is not submitted or does not fulfill the requests, another decision will be prepared and the national enforcement action will be launched. How could the registrant act properly in the dossier evaluation? Before receiving the draft decision, the registrant must keep an eye on the REACH IT and the CIRS website, check the evaluation status, and ensure that the information and the data in the dossier are up to date, especially for new hazardous properties or uses. After receiving the draft decision, the registrants must consider whether to stop production or import. If this is manufacture or import upon receipt of the draft decision, then they don't have to fulfill further obligations. The registrant could also reduce the registration tonnage band. Then they are only obligated to fulfill the obligations under the low tonnage bands. By doing that, the applicants have to provide relevant documents to prove that the actual export tonnage in preceding years is not higher than the tonnage bands after downgrading. After receiving the final decision, all the registrants must collectively identify who will perform the additional tests and the designated registrant to conduct the required testing. Then the LR submit the requested information in an updated registration dossier and CSR by the set deadline. The co-registrant have to share the cost of the tests, then update and submit their part of the registration dossier. CIRS has been acting as a lead registrant for several hundred substances with plenty of experience in helping enterprises comply with dossier evaluation and EU REACH. Please feel free to get in touch by service at cirs-group.com, and we'll be pleased to provide any assistance. Okay, that's it for today's online class. We'll see you in the next session.